What's up, everybody? Today here at INOKIM, we're going to be discussing about the INOKIM Light and how to properly remove and change the front tire. Some people have been having difficulty removing the tire because over time, this screw can get really tight and a lot of people will completely break the screw. If you have access to a hot air gun, fantastic. You're only going to need to heat up the tail side for about 50 seconds, less than a minute, and then you'll be able to take the screw out, no problem. If you don't have a hot air gun, it's okay. You can use a blow dryer, but you're going to need to use this and heat up the tail side of the screw for about 4 minutes. Okay everyone, the first step, we need to make sure in order to remove the tire, we need to loosen up the screws. There's going to be 4 on the right side, okay? And there's going to be 2 on the left side. I prefer folding the scooter. It makes it easier to work on. Simply remove the screw using key number 3. Now use 2.5 Allen. Now use the wrench, number 10, to remove the screw. And remove the other 2 screws on the opposite side. Using the 2.5 Allen, remove the other 2 screws. You can just use our key set that we give you when you buy an INOKIM. It'll come right off, nice and easy. Yeah, so just remove this and it'll come right up. Oh yeah. All right everybody, this is the most important step in the video. When we heat these up, we want to make sure that we put the heat on the tail side, the end of the screw, not the head, okay? And when we do this, we want to make sure that it's one at a time. If we heat up the screws all at once, then they're just going to get cold, and that's a greater chance of us accidentally breaking the screw. No strength here, very gentle, do not force this, it should come right out. For safety purposes, INOKIM uses glue on the screws. That way, the screws don't fall out while riding. And that's why we'll be using this hair dryer to loosen that glue from the screw. Now before you use a blow dryer, try to undo the screws gently, okay? You may not need to use extra heat. The screws may come out just fine, but if it feels a little difficult and hard, put some heat. All right, well luckily for us, we have a new tire, so it's not gonna be as hard to remove it like this. It comes right off. Now, an older tire, it's gonna create a lot of heat. It's gonna be extra sticky, so we need to get that flathead and slowly, carefully remove it. So the tube is in perfect condition. Make sure that you remove both sides. We need to make sure there's nothing sharp inside the tire. I want you all to be very careful. I don't want you to cut your fingers up, okay? Sometimes there's glass. Sometimes there's sharp screws. Sometimes there's sharp metal. Look out. After you carefully check and inspect the tire to make sure there's nothing sharp or dangerous, and the tire looks great, then you can put the tube perfectly back in. Then you can put the new tube back in the tire. If there's any sharp debris that punctured the old tire, then you're gonna need yourself a new one. Make sure that the air valve matches up with the hole right here. That way, you're not spraying water all over yourself while scootering. See the little chip right there? Make sure it lines up right in the hole. It'll fit in like a Lego piece. So remember, make sure you screw them all in one at a time, but don't go tight. Don't make it tight all the way, all right? We wanna make sure that it's somewhat tight, secure, and then once all 3 screws are in, then we can tighten. All right, now let's just put everything back together. You see this middle piece right here? Try not to spin it so much, okay? We need to keep it still until we put it on the scooter. All right, carefully insert the wheel back on. Oh yeah, just like that. And then we're gonna put the 3 screws back where they originally were. Make sure you put both screws on the left and right side. Finish it up with the wrench. Maybe you might need 2 wrenches. Put the brake cable back into the socket. We want to make sure it's tight, but not too tight. If it's too tight, the tire won't be able to spin. But if we tighten it just perfectly, it's gonna spin like a charm. All right, that's that. Fresh new tire. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed this type of content, make sure you like the button. And if you have any questions, please ask in the comments section down below. And until then, wear a helmet, scoot safe, and stay hydrated.